Good Deeds Cup is once again back for a sixth season. This year, one Lloydminster minor hockey team is up to the challenge and hoping to include more people in Canada's game. Evan Kenny has more on the event they're hosting this weekend.
The Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup challenges the hockey community to do good by transforming the positive values learned through hockey into good deeds. This year, the Good Deeds Cup is focused on making the game more inclusive than ever. The Lloydminster female U13 Blazers are stepping up, or rather, sledding up to the plate. This Saturday, the team, with the help of the Cut Knife Sledge Hockey Club, will be hosting a free, inclusive sledge hockey event at the Service Sports Center.
I think it's wonderful that people of such young age can recognize that there are peers out there, that there is other people out there that would love to be able to have the opportunity they have, and it's just a matter of creating an environment that'll allow everybody to play. After
one practice, MediChair lent the girls wheelchairs and walkers, and what they found was a number of barriers around the rink.
One suggestion has always been that people should, try that wheelchair and see what it's like. But I would argue it's take your grandparents with a walker or take your family member who's pushing a stroller. Getting in and out of any place can be a challenge when your mobility is a bit different. So whether it be simply opening a door, getting through a snowbank and parking lot to get to the door, and then, of course, everything from washrooms to maybe a volunteer. They want to volunteer at the rink, and they want a scorekeeper. They want to, participate, but they can't access the penalty box. So the range of accessibility is not just necessarily player-specific or athlete-specific.
If the Blazers were to win, they would use the $100,000 grand prize for a para-ice hockey accessible rink in the new arena. Voting for the Good Deeds Cup begins on February 26th, with the winner announced in April. The sledge hockey event will take place Saturday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Evan Kenny, Primetime Local Sports.
And now it's time to go over to Shelby Clark with another look at your weather forecast.
Thanks so much, Jason. Now taking another look at your weather forecast, we'll be looking at the central region of Alberta and Saskatchewan here. On the Alberta side, most are seeing that minus 26, minus 28 degree point right now. Jasper's slightly warmer at minus 23, while Athabasca and Cold Lake are reaching past that minus 30, minus 31 point. Switching over to the Saskatchewan side now, they're seeing some slightly cooler temperatures. Most have reached past the minus 30 point, ranging from around minus 32 to minus 35 across the map here. And now switching over to our northern region of the provinces, they are seeing around the same as what we are seeing in the central region. Usually they do see some slightly cooler temperatures, but now as we are more into the winter season here, they are seeing around the same. Minus 30 in South End and Flin Flon, while it is minus 31 in La Ronge, minus 32 in Stony Rapids, while Wollaston Lake as well as Alosh and Buffalo Narrows are all at minus 29 degrees, and Uranium City is at minus 28. Switching over to this side here, they're seeing some slightly cooler temperatures with minus 28 in Grand Prairie, minus 29 in Slave Lake. Both Fort McMurray and Peace River hitting that minus 30 point. Fort Chipewyan is slightly warmer, hitting minus 26, and High Level is the coolest at minus 33. Switching over now to our southern region of the provinces, they're seeing some slightly warmer temperatures ranging from in that minus 20 area, especially in Lethbridge. They're just hitting that minus 20 point, minus 24, minus 25 in Calgary and Medicine Hat. Banff is the warmest, seeing minus 14 degrees at the moment, and Coronation is at minus 29. Switching over to this side here, they're seeing some slightly cooler temperatures as well for the Saskatchewan side, minus 31 to minus 33 in most spots on the map here, while Swift Current and Kindersley are at minus 26, minus 27. And as we go back across the region, the temperatures overnight tonight, we are going to be seeing another cold night for most spots across the region. And now these are temperatures even without that wind chill. So with the wind chill, we will be feeling like closer to minus 50 in most spots. So as I was saying, please make sure you are trying to stay warm out there, bundle up. If you're driving, please be careful out there on those roads, and you got some safety equipment in your vehicles, and make sure you're plugging in as well throughout the night. Wainwright will be seeing a low of minus 34 degrees, while Mernon will be seeing a low of minus 35. Provost will be seeing the warmest with a low of minus 32. Isla Crosse will be seeing a low of minus 36, while most spots will be seeing around a low of minus 37 to minus 40 across the map here. And now looking at our 7-day forecast for here in the border city, we'll be seeing a high chance of some snowfall once again tomorrow to start off our weekend. So get ready to bring out the shovels again. Saturday we'll see a little bit more sun at minus 25, ending off with minus 27 on Sunday. And next week, hopefully, we'll still be seeing those temperatures there, starting off with minus 15 and seeing those single-digit points continue throughout the rest of next week. So hopefully, we will be seeing some warmer temperatures. And now I want to take a look at another photo submission we received. Thank you to everyone that submitted photos online to our Facebook page. You can submit them throughout the week. I will be using them, but thank you to Rosie for submitting this. This is a good photo to show how much snow we really got this week, and good job to everybody that was able to get out there and shovel and put a good work out there to clear the roads, the sidewalks, make sure it's all safe for everybody outside. And that's all I got for now. We'll have more coming up after the break. Joining us today for Primetime Local News is Superintendent Rayanne Woline with the Buffalo Trail Public School Division, and we're here to speak about the new plans for BTPS in the new year. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thank you. And Happy New Year to you, Shelby, and to all of our BTPS families, students, and staff out there.
Yes, Happy New Year. We're happy that you're able to take the time out of your busy schedule to speak with us today. Now, starting off for the return of students, of course, can you tell us each of the safety procedures in place for COVID-19?
Absolutely. We have been busy meeting with our principals all week, and they have been working with their staff to ensure that there's enhanced protocols in place in our schools. Alberta Education will be supplying us a medical grade mask for all students. Of course, all students continue to be mandated to wear the masks on the buses. We'll be wearing masks within our school as well. We just got off a call with Alberta Health and Alberta Education. And with the Omicron variant that's out there, it's so important that we do everything we can above and beyond what we had in place in the fall to ensure that our staff and students remain safe. So we'll be ensuring that masks are worn in those common busy areas. We're ensuring that there's physical distance as much as possible between our students. We'll see more students sit in rows than in groups when we come back on January 10th. We're supplying masks out to our schools. We're ensuring everybody has hand sanitizer and doing that proper hand hygiene when you come into the schools and into the classroom. So staff have been extremely busy this week.
And with all these plans in place, how has the preparation been for all the staff throughout this time?
Well, I'd like to give a huge shout out to BTPS staff because they have been planning for every situation, which has been a challenge. So we're of course planning to welcome our students back. And when I talk to the principals and staff, they can't wait to see our students back in school. So January 12th, the plan is everyone's back in school, but our staff is also planning for at-home learning because on short notice, we might not have available subs, or we might have too many people that are sick and at home with COVID, and we'll have to shift to at-home learning. So our staff is preparing for every possible situation and working really hard this week. So a big shout out. I really appreciate their work.
And of course, if the situation ever comes up where staff or student does catch COVID-19 and has a positive case in the school, what are the plans to try and handle this situation?
Yeah, so right now, if it's a one classroom or cohort, the principal would contact me and let me know that there are too many students that are at home ill, or there's the teacher who's sick and we're having difficulty obtaining a sub. So the school division can send one classroom or cohort at home learning. If there's a high absentee rate within the school and a lack of operational subs and people available to teach, we might have to go to Alberta Education to get permission to move a school to at home learning. And in the fall, we had to do that a couple times as well.
From seeing all this hard work from the staff for BTPS to kind of set up and be prepared for when the students come in, has the division been seeing some good support from families for this when having to make these changes to keep everyone safe?
Oh, I'm really glad you brought that up, Shelby, because we do receive emails of thank you. People want to see the kids in school, and whatever we can do to keep staff and students safe and our kids in school, parents and families are supporting us with. So thank you for bringing that up. And thanks to all of our families out there who continue to support our schools and staff so we can continue with in-person learning.
Well, it's really great to hear how strong the support has been and how well prepared BTPS is already for when students come back. Thanks again so much for joining us today, Rayanne.
Thank you very much, Shelby. And again, I'll just end off by saying that our staff is excited to welcome our students back to school on Monday, January 10th. And it will really seem like business as usual because staff have great, exciting things planned for our students to welcome them back.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Constable Melanie Flynn joins us from the Lloydminster RCMP. She's here today to give us some safety tips as we are in a deep freeze here in the border city. Constable Flynn, thanks for being here. First of all, I was going to ask about New Year's. I know it's a busy time for police. This year was quite cold, but how was New Year's this year?
It was a cold one, that's for sure. Members were out on the roads responding to calls as usual.
Well, this week started off quite snowy as we got a big snowfall on Monday. How many calls did the Lloydminster RCMP have to respond to relating to that snow?
Well, with the increased amount of snowfall we received since Monday, I guess, I ran the numbers and it's approximately 10 calls for service that we responded to involving traffic collisions. So specifically traffic collisions is what we were looking at. And that surely the ice and snow was a factor in a few of those collisions.
When it comes to this cold and snowy conditions that we're experiencing, what are some tips for drivers? I know clearing their windshield is probably a big one.
Yeah, so firstly, there's some things we can do before we even leave our homes in regards to winter driving safety. So ensuring that your vehicle is fully removed of snow. We know when there is decreased visibility because of this type of weather, we want to remain visible, right? So removing all the snow from your lights and from your windows. So don't forget your lights, that's important. And illuminating those lights. So even it is still dark in the morning, so make sure your lights are on your vehicles. It's really important. Ensuring your wipers are working and functioning well, so not frozen up. Checking the treads on your tires is important as well. Some people might be using older winter tires, and we want to make sure the treads are still solid on those. So all weather or winter tires are going to function better on the roads that we're seeing this week. And also make sure your vehicle's fluids are filled up. So from Monday and then continuing this week, some motorists may have experienced being stuck in a snowbank or being stuck roadside, and there are longer wait times often. So we want to ensure that fluids are topped up, especially gas, and batteries are functioning so that you're not left in the cold, especially with this -30, -40 temperatures.
We're now under another extreme cold warning here in Lloydminster that's going to extend through this week. What is the RCMP doing to respond to this cold weather, and how does the cold weather even affect just the police's ability to do their job?
If you do find yourself stranded, whether your vehicle's broke down, whether you're in a snowbank, whether you're involved in a traffic collision, it's important to definitely call if you need help. So calling our dispatch, calling the Lloydminster detachment if you're in the city of Lloydminster, and then the RCMP will respond with the appropriate first responders, and that could include a tow truck, right? If you're just in the ditch and you find yourself in a snowbank, calling a tow on your own is always like an option too, right? If you're not at risk of in any way, shape, or form, calling a tow truck yourself and getting that call in right away. When you are on the phone with dispatch, if you do have to call into the police for services, it's important to really let us know if anyone's injured or if anyone is in a vulnerable state that might be in your vehicle.
So when residents are out driving on the road, what should they be keeping in mind?
We encourage all motorists to really slow down and drive to the conditions that are before you. So this week we've seen increased snow and ice, so slippery conditions. This means poor visibility and often decreased vehicle control, okay? So you need to take that into consideration when you're getting from point A to point B. So checking those road reports is important, and listening to the weather advisories is important as well. And knowing that you do need increased stopping time is required, and getting through those intersections. So we do have a lot of intersections in Lloydminster. And if you are making that left-hand turn across oncoming traffic, proceed safely. So account for the snow buildup in the middle of the intersections, account for those required increased stopping times. So just adjust your driving to drive more defensively. And also just be vigilant of plows, because I think come Friday, we're going to see a lot of snow clearing happening. So just remain vigilant of plows and slow down, especially if you're coming up to them on the highway. We encourage, and it is law, to slow down to 60, right? Slow down to 60 when passing tow trucks or plows.
Now, when it's this cold outside, everyone wants to heat up their car before they head out, but not everyone has a remote car starter. So what are some tips for people when they're starting their car?
With the temperatures being -30, -40, we're all warming up our vehicles, and we just want to ensure that we're doing that safely and preventing vehicle theft. So warming up your vehicle, stay in sight line of it, don't leave it unattended, and don't leave keys in the vehicle. It's important.
Constable Flynn, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today.
We'll be ending off with taking another look at your 7-day forecast. As I was saying, we will be seeing a high chance of some flurries tomorrow, so get ready to see some more snow. Saturday, we'll see a little bit more sunshine at -25 there, and then we'll be warming up next week after Sunday there, going even down to some single-digit temperatures. So on Monday, we'll be starting off next week with -15 with a mix of some sun and cloud. Then we'll be warming right up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with -3 on Tuesday, -4 on Wednesday, and even -7 on Thursday. So get ready to see some more warmth.
Thanks for that, Shelby, and thank you for joining us for Primetime Local News. Our second hour continues next.